Copy link. Okay. We are fully live to all platforms. How are you doing, everybody? We'll do this. Let's turn off this image. We're going to boot up Overwatch. All right. How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Today's VOD review day. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're going to pick a random VOD review. It won't be random. Alan, if you're in chat, we're going to do yours. No. Okay. Little criticism and cardio today. We're going to try to get through the VODs fairly quickly. Overwatch is taking a while to load, though. All right. How are you doing, everybody? Oh, Overwatch. We're now connected to the TikTok chat. How are we doing over on TikTok? Big day today. It is taking forever to load. Holy crap. Sit back and wait. Damn, dude. Demon King, what's up? How are you? Okay, don't do the Tracer one. Okay. Finally. Assault returns. Quick play hacked. Wait. Is that 2CP? No way. They're bringing back 2CP. We're getting 2CP back before 6v6 in the main mode. Well, I guess it's quick play hacked. We had already done the 6v6 thing with that. Unlucky. Unlucky. So, Demon King, thank you for dropping your VOD review. I see 2 that you've dropped. Alan has been asking me for a very long time, so I'm gonna do his first today, and then we'll do it. We'll do another VOD review next time I do VODs. Did I get new? Oh shoot, am I? Okay, I'm in Americas. Okay, we're good. Yeah, these are still the same ones. Okay. First of all, let's put this in a full screen. Don't know how that happened. Okay, so. They don't work anymore because of the patch. Really? Oh, that sucks. Wait, no way. Oh, no. I lost all of mine, too. Oh, that sucks. I gotta see if even mine work. Okay. Do I even have any on here? Okay, these I still have. That's why it's a new one. Damn. Okay. So I don't like any of these clips for criticism and cardio for like actually posting a video, because these were, I mean, low-key I was kind of trolling. But all right, well, we're gonna start off with this one. We're gonna do a quick VOD review. Okay. So you didn't provide any information with this. Normally I ask for information, so at least I can read this. I guess we'll figure out on the way. Oh, also, if you guys are dropping your VODs, make sure you drop your in-game username with it as well. I should have put that in the chat with it. Let's see. Okay. All right, so we have Atlas. Atlas can have some of its longer range area, but mostly close range. Not too oppressive of high grounds. Okay, so we have Demon King on Doomfist. Okay, interesting. Alright, so what rank is this? Oh, you're on Junker Queen throughout the game. Okay. So you have a Junker Queen, and then in your last request you said Masters 4. So we're around Masters here. So you have Masters, Junker Queen, and Doomfist. Okay. Okay, yeah.
World is possible today.
Olympus
Queen.
is where
Perfect.
Osiris is.
Okay, so what is Queen? She's a short range. She's a short range hero. We don't want to be wasting cooldowns. We want to be using our cooldowns either to keep us safe, keep more uptime, or confirm a kill with your team with rush, right? You have mini cakes, so you do have Juno, so you got speed as well. But you have Sojourn Tracer, who are longer range characters, so you're going to be looking to play with your Tracer here. It's actually a great idea to play while on a treadmill. How long have you been doing this? I can't play while I'm on the treadmill, but I am doing a VOD review while I'm on it. So, yeah, it's a new series I'm starting, criticism on cardio. You know, trying to get it to work, but every time I seem to have time to do it, that something happens, like with the replay codes, they're gone. Okay. They have ball. Okay, so you're very split from your team here. So, first things first, I actually would like a little bit more scouting. Like, realize who their tank is first here. You didn't look at who their tank is. So you walking here automatically splits you off from your team. Junkrat can pressure this. Your team can't access you. And the ball's going to be in the back line, and you can't do anything about that, right? So, your role as Junker Queen here could be to screw over the ball. Because you can kind of screw with his... you know, him trying to get out with your axe. And personally, like, this is a long range angle. You're not doing anything here by yourself, right? They can sit super far back, spam nades at you, you know, spam cooldowns. You have Ana, sleep, and nade that you have to worry about here. This is very dangerous. So I'd much rather you be playing with your team, kind of playing slow until you know who their tank is, right? I don't know if I should say playing slow. Playing in a strong position, though. We're playing here. If your team wants to rush somebody, my point is take time to scout. So Juno and Tracer with you. It's a little overextend. Alright, so let's look at this. Okay. So you do have your Juno with you. Your Tracer is pushing forward, but you guys are on separate targets. Right? Your Sojourn is split because of the ball. Because you didn't walk with your team. Right? Hold on one second. We're still on TikTok. That's fine. Okay. Okay, anyway. Let's just take a look at what happened in this fight, right? So you walked separate from your team. Your team was not ready to push, but you were. So you walked up. Your team was chasing the ball over here. Which you guys didn't even go the same direction. So you actually need to be working on the same thing that I am, where before the fight, you need to be like ready to go where you want to go, but look back at your team. Decide, like choose like where are they going? What's going on, right? And then before you hard commit to something, make sure that you have all the information available. Like who's their tank? Who's their DPS and supports, right? Scout for a second. So pause for a second, decide, like see where your team is going and see what could happen. You could have actually gone this side here. Your Sojourn would have had LOS. You could play these stairs. And your Tracer has an easy angle here, right? Not to say that this is necessarily bad to play. I would say personally for Junker Queen, this is worse because it's a long-range angle with no cover to get here. So you're really easy to sleep and to kill. But, so like this would have a lot more cover. This would be a lot safer and better for you because it's a closer range off angle, which is what Junker Queen wants to play in. But it's also with your team, right? So if you just look back and determine where your team is, then you would have known. If your whole team was playing this high ground, this would be a good play. Because you can make up for the gap with your shift, and you can rush on a player. But they're able to rotate away from you. Your team is split. You're split. You're forced to use your cooldown very early. And look at this. So you get a big speed boost from this in addition to health, right? So ideally, you want that speed boost to be going in, killing a target, and then getting out and playing safe. Or using it to completely back out. So you're in this awkward position where you've ran out of speed, and you're still trying to go in open space. Ana nades you, Freya comes back, and you're dead. Right? Where if instead you were with your team, your Sojourn had LOS of this area, you're pushing this, you could have pulled the Ana out of position, you could have walked on their Junkrat, you could have done damage to their Ana and Junkrat, forced them to walk back at the very least, without even having to overextend yourself or use that many cooldowns. You had your Tracer on this off angle, you could have dove a target with your shift, right? Lots of options if you played with your team. But you played separate from them, so you died separate from them. Right, so already first fight. The biggest thing that you have to work on is looking back at your team before the fight to determine where you're going to position. So like right now, where's your team and where are you going to go? It's obvious you're going to go here, right? This is a short range off angle, so you like this area anyway, and your team's here. Right? But where do you go? So you go to the long range off angle by yourself. Now they know where you are. They see you. Another important factor here is the element of surprise as well. Junker Queen especially uses that with your knife and your shift ability to rush on people, they all see you. They all know that they have their cooldowns ready to deal with you whenever they're ready. And you're at you can't do any damage to any of them. You get ulted. It was a bad ult, but yeah. Yeah, this entire fight you've done no damage. Now you're taking the angle with your Genji. And you win the fight. Crazy. You walked with your team. There you go. Okay. We're holding the angle. So you're backing up to the long range side. I want you to notice that, right? So Overwatch is all about playing in your effective range as well, right? So if you back up on the long range side, you have no cover, for one, other than this. And two, this is not a favorable angle for you because you have to shoot so far, right? You have a lot of fall off. If you're playing Sigma, I don't mind this. I don't mind playing this corner and then backing up here as long as your team's playing with you because you like the long range off angle. But on Junker Queen, you really like here, this corner, because you can do damage and then you can go here and you could rush on somebody in the back line with your Tracer and Genji, right? Or if you're separate from them, you have to use a lot of cooldowns to close the gap. See, look at this Ana. Like, if you were here, she is dead if she does this. But she actually almost gets a kill on your Genji because you're on the opposite angle. And, I mean, you're just contesting a ball. He's solo ulting you. So you're forced out anyway. Now, obviously, here you would have wanted to focus the Freya. I know it's hard in the thick of it to be able to, you know, like there's a ball on top of you. You don't know who to focus. I get that. Obviously, you want to focus the Freya. But, again, the reason you're punished here is because it's a long-range off angle. Ball boops you up. You're not able to rush on anybody. You're not able to back up anywhere. And they can take long angles and just shoot at you. So this could also be a map-specific mistake because maybe you just didn't know how to play the map. But a general rule of thumb that will help you with any map is play in areas that are effective for your character, right? Play long-range angles if you're playing long-range characters. Play short-range angles if you're playing short-range characters. There you go. So you're taking damage using cooldowns. You are forcing to a degree, but imagine if you got slept here and naded. And your team is not back yet. Right? So look at your team. Yeah. You had the touch. I get it. I get it.
That's no way to treat. Time for a thunderstorm.
Yeah, no comments on any of this. You could practice your aim with your knives and stuff and backstep if you want to. And that would help you out a lot. Just do it as a warm-up. So I don't like this because you are completely open. I mean, you have two people shooting at you from different angles completely out in the open, right? You have a Freya and a Junkrat. I want you playing corner. I want you playing a corner with cover available in a short range off angle. So that could be here, but most likely here. This area, I get you're going here a little aggro for, you know, I mean, the team's not here. You can move forward. If you want to be really aggressive, you could even play in here. Right? That's another angle. Sorry, give me one moment. Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to play really aggressive, you could even play this corner here. And then you could get a knife on this Junkrat, apply pressure here, and then you could back up if necessary, right? This would be a better angle for you to play, because again, you could also go here and play close range to this Freya. But instead, you're long range, opening yourself up to 2 different angles, right? So pick a short range off angle to play that is within your team's ability to follow up with you. So all that means is look back in your team and look at a place that's close range. And again, this takes practice. Like if you stay here too long, ball can go on your back line, or they could surround you, or you could not, or you could be caught out here. They could surround you. You have to use your cooldowns. You may die in this rotation, right? I don't really like that angle. If anything, I like here, or maybe even here, and up into here with your Sombra. I want to play aggressive, but I'm not really doing well with my positioning for aggressiveness. It just comes down to practice. Like, you have 2 things. You have your effective range, which in this case is short range, and then you have 2 where your team is playing, and the objective, of course. That's another factor, right? So pressuring the objective, meaning the enemy has to come to you, and the angles they want to take, right? Like, where do you think the enemy would really like to go to be able to capture this point? Right? The enemy would really like to take high grounds. So either here or here. Right? If they're long range, probably here. If they're short range, probably here. So where do you want to deny them, right? Now, you could even stand here, but none of your team is playing there, right? So playing here is fine because your team is here, but I just don't want you so far out in the open. Like close range off angles, you could play here. You could go for knife snipes and just kind of sit here or something if you're really worried about playing aggressive or too aggressive. If you want to play more aggressive, you could play in here because your team is still looking at you, right? You can shift to get out. You could play with your Sombra. You could go real aggro. You have options, choices, right? 5v5 Overwatch specifically is a much more fluid game as far as your positioning as a tank goes. It's much less rigid and the same. So, you know, a lot of it is being creative, trying new things, and continuing on, but it always comes down to those main fundamentals. Good night. Okay, so I want you to think about something here. Again, I'm just pointing a lot of stuff up. I'm going to finish up with the one thing that I want you to focus on more than anything. But I'm kind of pointing out all the mistakes that you make so you're aware. So right here, you're pushing the support, right? Which is great on paper. However, the support is being supported by another support. So in order to kill this support, you need follow-up from your team. Right? None of your team can see this Ana. And this Ana can easily punish you with a sleep and a nade, and you're dead. If you peek this corner, she sleeps and nades you, you're gone. With Freya and Junkrat sitting here, you didn't even have to go aggro here. I would argue that you rushed your ability here too. If you played this slower, let them come, again, into your effective range and punish them, you could have saved your shift for something even better later, rather than forcing it first. Right? Here's another concept that may help you out. Overwatch is a game about resources, right? The team with more resources and or better positioning, in the end, typically better resources and better positioning, will win. So if you use all of your abilities early, and then the enemy team has their abilities, they will win the fight. And or better positioning. Right? So, wow. He pulled it off. You died of the thing, but, I mean, it's Junkrat. What are you going to do? And she reses, right? So, here's something else as well. is trading a support for a tank is never worth it. The tank is always the MVP. So you always want to live. It's better for you to like force out a nade and a sleep dart and live than it is for you to kill the Ana entirely and die for it. So again, didn't necessarily mean like it wasn't necessarily your fault that you got ulted. However, if you were in a better position and or you had your cooldown to get out, maybe the tire would have had to go so far out of position to kill you that you guys would have killed it. Or it couldn't have been on top of your head and one-shot you. You know? So even though you got soul ulted, it is still kind of your fault. Okay, this is better. I actually like this. I don't like you giving up the position, though, just to chase a target. Chase positions, not enemies. See, because now you're out of position. Oh, man. Yeah. So you were out in the open on Junker Queen. So we're going to shoot you. Ball's going to boop you. Even more out of position, you die. All right. Oh, you guys actually capped that. Shouldn't skip too much. Okay, I mean, you're tanking shots here. You're out in the open with multiple targets shooting you. You're also rushing your cooldown. So your slash gives you a lot of healing. Yo, Bella Pyres, Tara Lipinski Pyres with the roses. That's awesome. Good to see you guys in chat. That's awesome. Yeah, so couple things here. Right? So if you are rushing your Carnage, you don't have it when you need it. So you tried to use it to secure the kill, but they had a cooldown to get away from you. Now you don't have it, and now you're really easy to punish because you can't hit it and you know, get your healing from anything. You're also out of position in between multiple players, right? So, I mean, this could be made better. You did have your teammates here, right? So that was a positive on this one, but cover usage here, right? Your cover usage, your target priority, and what's called your layering, right? So your ability to layer abilities on top of each other and use them in the correct order, right? What I would rather have you do is wait to use your Carnage until you can ensure you hit it. Because that's your really important cooldown to hit on Junker Queen. You can throw out your knives, not a big deal. But if you're missing your Carnages, you're not healing on that character. Very important. Good knife. You almost died for it, though. Good ult. So you almost died for it because you were a little inefficient with your movement. I would call this more mechanics. You're starting the fight. You go to chase this ball. You take tons of damage at this corner, right? So this would have to do more with your pathing. Yeah, they have a Junkrat here, so I wouldn't really recommend going to here. But you could either run quickly, not run quickly as in use your cooldown, but just walk directly to this corner to shoot the ball if you're not ready to commit on the back line, or just hard commit on them, or go into this room, right? You have a couple choices. But because you are inefficient, you are here, I'll show you. Let's see, you're coming back. You also use your cooldown out of spawn, so I don't know if you have it when you go in here. Oh, you do. Okay. So see, you're walking out. You're kind of sidestepping. You take a ton of damage for no reason. And you use your cooldown. Before you're able to push onto anybody, you just use it to live. And you still almost die. So now, like, imagine if you had just stayed tight to this corner, immediately ulted, and then when you needed to chase a target, you used your cooldown. Then you could have pushed like 3 different players. You would have won this fight quick. You wouldn't have had to waste your abilities. It wouldn't have been close. And then after using your ult, if they almost killed you, you would have had your Carnage as well.
Surrender to my will.
I see what you're going there, but I'd like you to slow play your so you can play your dagger slower, so you can wait until you have a better chance of hitting it. I want you to slow down and really try to hit your abilities. There you go. Good. It's a hectic fight. I'd like you playing a little bit closer to cover. So this pillar is more in your effective range, right? And then pushing the backline here. Or playing this side, playing into here. You want to play into your range. And you don't want to open as many angles. So having more than one angle you are open to is like a death sentence, right? I want you to think like that. If you have 2 different angles open, then you are opening yourself up to death, right? Because you can only deal with one angle or one lane at a time. You can't deal with 2, right? It's not going to happen. So if you're only opening yourself up to one angle at a time in your effective range, next to cover, you are more likely to win that angle, right? So if you're going to play this cover, play this lane. If you're going to play this cover, play this lane. But don't play here, where people can shoot from here, 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 you know, wherever they want to be, right? So a lot of that is awareness and just trying to figure out where people are on the map. This is good here. I want you to play a little bit closer so you can play close to this Moira without being in the mines. This is good. You're living, you hit your Carnage, see? There you go. You're playing the close range off angle. Kill the Moira. I like this ability use. The shout, I like the ult. Not sure what happened there. I'd like you to go on the Mercy. Good. Perfect. And then some mechanical misplays here, of course, but that was good. Okay, I don't want you to focus on chasing the ball. Focus on controlling the angles. Again, you're open to 2 angles, right? You could just sit here, right? Because then they can only shoot you from this angle, and you could pull the junk right there. And if they push you, you're controlling this angle. Then you could use your shout to go main or to back up here, right? But if you just sit here, you can be shot at from 2 angles. I don't like that. Okay, this is a little bit overextend here. This is fine though. Yep, you can push this because they're dead. Good shout. You're still pushing. This is great. Perfect. That was all perfect. Did you guys win this game? Oh boy, how did you lose? I already watched this. Okay. Oh, this is over, Sen. So, again, you're not using your shout for any reason here. I want you to have a reason for using your abilities, right? So your reason is either to push on a player or to get out or rotate, right? You need to rotate, do a different position quickly. You need to kill somebody. You need to get out with your life. You need to save a teammate, something like that. That's when you use your shout. Here, you were, what, kind of using it to get a little bit more damage on a Moira who's going to fade away, you know? If you're playing here and your decision is to full commit to the Junkrat with it, okay, at least it's a choice, right? But if your decision is just to use it out in open space because you have it, that will get you killed and punished. I want you playing a little bit closer to cover. But yeah. You got split from your team. So this would be one of those examples of looking at your team before the fight, where your team backed up this way, right? But you went to commit to a Junkrat over here. So you had no supports that were able to look at you here. This is a rough position. So instead, like, you're playing this corner, you're sitting here, you look back at your team. Where is my team rotating? And then you want to back that way. Okay, my team's back in a point. I'm going to go play here next. Right? Well, my team's backing up somewhere else, or the enemies are here. Gonna go play here. Gonna go play here. Gonna go play here. That's if your team is playing towards the back of the point. But if your team is all playing over here, that's when you go, okay, I'll hold this angle. Or I'll play in here. You know, you can play at multiple different places.
Taking hold of the objective.
Okay, you're trying to, this is good. So it's long range, you're not able to do much. Your team is in a really weird spot. You're trying to follow up with your Sombra. Everyone was split and you guys died early. It's not exactly your fault. Nice job on the health pack. Rushing your Carnage, though. Okay, so you saw Mario's fade. You're waiting for the... You not? Alright, so... The first thing I was looking at when looking at your ult is like, are they going to use Suzu? You did not see the Suzu, so you really don't want to ult there. Unless it's like, you're already in a very much so winning position. And you also want to have your shout every time you use your ult. Something's wrong with the stream? What's wrong with the stream? Oh boy. I don't know. Okay. We're going to stop that VOD review there. I think I gave you a lot to work on. I think you need to work on one thing at a time. I'm going to give you a list of things to work on, and then I'm going to give you what I think that you should work on first. So we went over, you weren't looking at your teammates' positioning before the fight to educate where you're going to stand. And another one is you are not... Both are showing different visuals on audio times. I mean, I'm at 0. I don't know what's going on. It's ridiculous. I don't know what to do.